Authorities on the Rosebud Reservation are asking for your help tonight with a homicide investigation.
Got shot at 12 gauge, boom. Boom, yeah.
That's how you lost your leg?
Yeah, that's how I lost my leg.
Oh. So I noticed your tattoos.
Oh yeah. My tattoos, they represent a lifestyle that I've been in since I was a kid.
So these little kids are gangbanging.
That's what they be saying.
There's not a bad child. There's one that just hasn't been reached.
What's happening around here?
Not much, a lot of killings, I guess. A young boy shot himself a day ago.
The Rosebud Reservation is home to the Lakota Sioux. The people here face a battle on multiple fronts. They are geographically isolated, there are little to no jobs, there is crushing poverty, and there's an addiction epidemic where local law enforcement estimates that over 60% of the population is hooked on meth, alcohol, or both. On top of that, they face an urgent fight to preserve their culture that has almost been erased. But folks, if you know anything about the Lakota, you know that historically they've proven themselves to be incredibly tough. After all, they faced the full might of the US military, they've survived extreme brutality, countless betrayals and broken treaties, and against all odds, they still stand. So today we take you where few cameras have ever been. You'll see inside the sacred ceremonies, witness the daily struggles, and hear the stories of those fighting for a better future. Folks, we're in very remote country right now. This is the land that the natives would refer to as the Great Plains, and we're on our way to the Rosebud Reservation in South Dakota. Now, two words come up when I've researched this place: rough and resilient. Rough because of the treatment of the US government for centuries on this people group, rough because of the job opportunities and the living conditions, but resilient because there's people here actively trying to build a better future for their community and retain the culture that made them great in the first place. So we're gonna dive into this, we're gonna check it out, and we're gonna bring you into the Rosebud Reservation. I think it's very interesting how much Chicago gang culture has impacted this area. And look no further than this. So let's see how many times we see evidence. So look, OTF, that's Little Dirk's rap squad. One house right here, boom. I see it again, right up here. This house, OTF, here. And then look again, here. It's just pretty crazy how much a little town in South Dakota, the kids idolize Chicago gangster rappers. What's happening around here?
Not much, a lot of killings, I guess. A young boy shot himself a day ago. And I don't know why he did it. He's a dad. He was from St. Francis, probably 1920. A lot of negativity around here, and I don't like it.
What do you think it is to get momentum back?
We need more things for the kids to do around here. There's really nothing here, and that's kind of got everybody in the mood to doing what they're doing, drinking, doing drugs. And it's pretty sad around here.
So I noticed your tattoos.
Oh yeah. My tattoos, they represent a lifestyle that I've been in since I was a kid. Never had a family, like close family. So I looked to the streets, and this is where I became, and I found my purpose.
Can you break down the gang structure in Rosebud? Who runs what?
The GDs, we got the higher numbers, and there's Crips, Southsiders, and some TBZ cats.
Which TBZ used to be one of the more powerful gangs, right?
Yeah, over in Pine Ridge in that type of way. Some people don't have structure, and the older ones, we try to teach them about the right way and productive way of doing things. Like
gangbang.
Yeah.
It seems like a lot of these kids are being raised by their grandparents.
Oh yeah. The younger kids and the babies are getting raised by the grandparents because the mother or the father is always either doped up or they're drinking. They don't look at their children how they should be looking and supporting them.
So it's really a combination of a lot of parents not stepping up, but then also having an overwhelming addiction that takes them out of the picture.
Yeah.
What was your childhood like?
It wasn't the best, but I'm here. I've been shot, I've been stabbed, and I've been in and out of jail, and I got misdirected.
What's your plan going forward?
I just want to do more positive things in my community. I've helped around in this community, Lower Swift Bear, Horse Creek, around here in this White River town I've helped.
So we're outside a soup kitchen. It's about to open up. We got somebody, Laquita, who invited us here and is going to bring us in and show us around. But around America, Food kitchens are picking up. I mean, when I drive around Milwaukee, there's lines around the corner, and the need for it is heightened. And especially in an area like this, it's even more. Interested to see what they got on the menu, what they're serving people, and how people are surviving out here. Hey, nice to meet you. Tommy, how are you?
So all these buildings are ours, obviously. This is our, it's called a warm welcome, but it's our soup kitchen. You guys can come back here.
What do we got cooking today? We got some cheeseburgers.
Yeah, cheeseburgers, cookout food, basically.
You've been doing this for 3 years, you said?
No, I've been volunteering here since middle school, but this is the first year that I'm actually getting paid for it. My dream, one thing I really want to do in this life is start and run my own nonprofit. I kind of started from volunteering here, but now I get to like kind of shadow the director and see the ins and outs of it, so I know a lot more with their social interactions. I want to focus on that. Rehabilitation programs where it's less judgmental, and obviously still stuff like this. Want to make sure we still have like the soup kitchen and everything. So this is Charles.
I'm Charles.
Nice to meet you. Tell me a little bit about what drives you every day.
Being able to help the people. It don't happen much around here these days anymore, and I'm happy to be able to be a part of it.
How many people do you serve on a weekly basis?
We go up to 100 people a day, so 400 people a week, and that's off of donations and stuff like that.
How far are we from the nearest Walmart?
Hour and a half.
So Laquita, how old are you?
I'm 21.
And how is dating around here?
I don't date around here.
No?
You don't want to date your cousin, so. So this is our boutique. You can see the name. It's open from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. We sell things from like hygiene bags. They got shirts, you got all the clothes, but we also have things like blankets. We have mattresses we sell. We get a lot of stuff from Amazon. For the most part, boxes will be open and stuff. But if something like intrigues you, how it looks on the outside, you will sometimes have to like grab it and look around about what it really is. And it's just like a bunch of random things. Like this was $1. We try to keep everything very affordable. Like people could even buy it with a bunch of, I say like change, which I think is very helpful.
So good selection, because from what I understand, some people have to drive far away if they want to get this anywhere else.
Yeah.
I'm Sunny.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. So we are a nonprofit organization. We have our soup kitchen, we have our thrift shop. We also have a food pantry across the road. We also do small home repairs, emergency home repairs out in the communities.
What kind of jobs are available here? If I moved here and wanted to get hired, how good are my chances to get something?
Well, you are on a reservation, right? We have our tribal facility that, you know, there's tons of jobs there. The school districts, the food, we have Bowie's Food Center, like the dollar store, a few businesses in town, the bank. So those provide opportunity for work. Our reservations spread out into communities, so it's hard for people without transportation to get to those work sites. That's a struggle for our people here.
What is the access to healthcare around here?
It's free, and then right now, like our women with children, they have to deliver elsewhere because we don't have the facilities to accommodate their needs here.
How far does someone have to go?
Right now it'd be Valentine, that's about 32 miles.
The Rosebud Reservation has some of the highest poverty rates you'll find in the country, and local reports put the joblessness rate at over 80% of the adult population. The Lakota have a gigantic, almost 1 million acre reservation, but it is incredibly remote and isolated. The nearest major airport is over 200 miles away, and if someone wants to get basic groceries at Walmart or go give birth at a hospital, it is a 2 or 3 hour drive. The vast majority of jobs here are government jobs, working for the tribal council or as a police officer or a jail guard. There's really not much else here. You see, money earned on the res is typically spent off the reservation, and this creates a cycle where money is constantly flowing away from Rosebud, and you're left with an economy where most people live in deep poverty. So we're meeting up with our next guy in the town of Parmalee, population 562. Let's see what he has to show us. How's it going, brother?
Oh, brother, I'm all dirty, so.
Good to meet you. What you got going on over here?
So, we did this. This is the addition we did. This is the early head start.
How long you been in construction for?
Like a year and a half.
And before this, you were in the Army?
Yeah. So we did everything, the wiring, the sheetrock. We just put these in today. Now we're just painting it. We had to put a cross beam in here, and then this beam, we had to put this in so that way there's support. It's coming along.
How long were you in the military for?
I was in the Army for 7.5 years.
What'd you think of it?
It was fun. Honestly, it was probably an experience that most kids at such an early age should probably go out and do, because it teaches you how to live on your own, teaches you how to be independent, know what it's like to be in the real world instead of, you know, just growing up in a small place like this. It's just so easy to get sucked into drugs and alcohol around here, and gangs and violence, and that's what a lot of people kind of resort to. Then when they find themselves in a bad spot, then it tends to lead to, you know, them taking their own lives.
What's the housing setup like? Do people own their houses? Or are they renting these houses?
So a lot of them are SWA houses, which is kind of like our housing that we have around here. If you get on the list or whatever, you want to get on the list, you go through them.
So I'm trying to understand the cost of living here. What does it cost to
So like
rent and live
those
here?
ones are like for like the old people. Like this one, I think is like 500. And it all depends on what you got, because they got them like this. They got these duplexes.
That's not where Savannah Standing Bear's family is it? I saw on the...
Yeah, that's where they live. That's our convenience store, that little thing you passed.
You want to go in?
We can, yeah.
Hello.
Most of these people don't got a working vehicle. The closest town they'd have to go to is Rosebud or Mission to get their groceries.
So this is just a res is a tough place to live a healthy life, just given the selection you got. But I've been reading some studies recently that said that this is all consumer choice. Like, people want to make money. So if there was healthy food that was flying off the shelf, of course it would be stocked, which is harder for me to wrap my head around. Like, this is like some CIA's winning type of snack right here. Blue Takis. This is just how people are living, how people are surviving here. Oh, look. I wanted to draw attention to this. So she's been missing for over a year now.
March 30th.
Holy shit.
It's pretty scary. Some res mutts.
Tom,
Junior.
nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Your daughter's the sign that we were just looking at, the $5,000 reward.
Yes,
Savannah Standing Bear.
it's 10,000 now. Quarter mile up that dirt road. She walks out the screen door, camera, talking to someone 6 in the morning at dark, and goes out the door talking to somebody, comes down here somewhere. They see her a couple times. 2 miles, it's called He Dog School, just to west of here. Her phone last pinged. You could see it turn off. He Dog School, farmer's field. Her phone pings there and goes dead. That's where we started 15 months ago. Nothing.
Do you have any leads? You think you know
we
what
had
happened?
all kinds of leads. We're still looking.
What keeps you going?
Me, because she wouldn't give up on me. Sometimes I hear her. They make fun of me for keep going, but that's my baby, you know. Yep.
Why do you think so many people go missing around here?
I'm not saying every situation, but majority of them has to do with like drugs, you know, the cartel, stuff like that.
So that's a conspiracy I've heard on native reservations, that a lot of them think that there's really involvement from the cartel. Would you say that's a verified thing, or is that a conspiracy?
You guys may pass them every now and then and you won't even know.
And they use this as what?
They just use this as a way to get their drugs out. And like I said, people would either fall to drugs or they'll fall to alcoholism, and they'll end up in poverty. This is our tribal headquarters. This is all the business gets done. So this is the valley. Now this is where like a lot of the drugs and stuff go on. Look at everybody's yard. Everybody will have the same house, same yard size, but just look at who wants to take care of theirs and who doesn't. I helped with that house up there on the left at the corner where that gold car's at. We'll drive around. I did the other one behind it. Then you got, you know, like these are nice. These guys take care of their yard. Then you got one that's just all boarded up.
If anybody knows anything about policies and acts imposed by the U.S. government. It's the Native American. Our culture has been through a drastic change with less than 150 years. The first things they wanted to do was give us names. Smith, Jones, Johnson, these, no. Trankawakua. I will chase after the big one. I will chase after that big buffalo. Tranka is huge, Wakua means I will pursue the big one. That is my Lakota name. And so they came, and officers would tell their companies saying, you're not doing anything today. Take your squad of soldiers, you see that buffalo herd over there, kill them off. Sir, that's not our orders. Hell with those orders. I gave you an order, you get out there, you kill that buffalo. And so they went and they started to slaughter, killed, mercilessly killing millions and millions and millions of buffalo.
I want you to imagine a foreign military force systematically trying to destroy your food supply, burning down your grocery stores, murdering all of our livestock, knowing if they could do this, they would make us easier to control if we are starving. Well, that's what happened to the Lakota tribe. You see, the Great Plains were once home to an estimated 60 million buffalo. And for context today, we feed a country of a massive population on just 27 million cows. For the Lakota Sioux, the buffalo was everything. Their food, their homes, their clothes, and their tools. To crush the independence of the tribes, the U.S. military encouraged the mass extinction of the buffalo, and by 1889, the massacre was so great that the buffalo was almost extinct. This story is key to understanding what the Lakota people have been up against, and to me, it's an ugly part of American history that I think we all should know.
And so we are finding that they're coming back, just as we are. My grandfather always reminded me, I am Lakota. And if they punish you in the boarding school for speaking the language, you endure it. Each and every time I speak to you in Lakota, you will speak back to me in Lakota. So I was able to retain this history. Sadly today, we must do it in classrooms. But to experience it, you've got to live it.
What does it mean to be Lakota to you?
Sense of responsibility. I went to the local BIA boarding school in 1960. We were pretty much raised without mothers and fathers. In that sense, emotional, it was a real cold environment. And I also remember there was a young boy there. His name was Douglas. One thing about Douglas was he spoke Lakota. He would get his hand spanked because he spoke Lakota. She would have Douglas lay under her desk and she would kick off her high heels, and then she would put her feet on Douglas's back. And it's sad because I think we waste so much time. If we forgave, then I think we could enjoy, what life we have. If we teach our children strength in their thinking, then they can resist all those other evils.
You are about to see one of the wildest apartment complexes I've ever seen in my life. But first, give me 60 seconds to tell you about the sponsor of today's episode. Folks, let me ask you this. If you're doing interviews on public streets, people are coming up, cars are passing by, would it not be a good idea to be aware of your surroundings, because we know things can change at any time? So there's a reason that you stay aware when things are in motion, just as there's a reason that Morgan & Morgan is America's largest injury law firm. With more than 100 offices and 1,000 lawyers nationwide, they are a formidable force in any courtroom in the country. Not all law firms are the same. Hire the wrong one, and you might be beat before you get started. For over 35 years, Morgan & Morgan has built a reputation of fighting for the people. And the best part is you don't pay unless they win your case. And to date, Morgan & Morgan has recovered over $30 billion for their clients, which shows they know a thing or two about getting you the compensation you deserve. So if you're ever injured by someone else's negligence, you can check out Morgan & Morgan. Remember, the fee is free unless you win. For more information, you can go to forthepeople.com/TommyG to see if you have a case. All right, folks, back to the video.
Okay, so when we were going to Sunrise, so like I told you, I grew up in the foster care system, so I stayed with a family over here on the old side, so there's two sides to it. On the right side I'm gonna take you is the older part where the office is, and that's where I stayed, and that's actually, I've seen 4 dead bodies in my lifetime on this just mission. And that was the first time I ever saw one, and from the tree. And I remember we stayed a couple doors down from him, and I was spending the night with one of his like cousins or something. And I just remember people screaming, and he looked out the window, and he's just like hanging from the tree.
That's such a crazy thing for a 7-year-old to have to witness.
Yeah, I've definitely been through a lot. I feel like a lot of people look down on those of us who don't grow up necessarily always on the reservation or experiencing the poverty part of it, because I got adopted by a white lady. But I feel like at the end of the day, being a true Lakota warrior is like what we're all about. And if you actually are a warrior, that means being a warrior when you're off your reservation, when you're not around your people and you still hold your values. So this is Sunrise.
Holy shit, this place is rough, huh? And this is about to get shut down, right?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, the building burned down. That's crazy. So it was this building, and it was a tree over here on this side. This is the old side where I grew up.
Who runs Sunrise?
You have GDs, Crips, Southsiders, and like it's just a various of cliques and groups together.
So these little kids are gangbanging.
That's what they be saying.
I heard from Isaiah, who you just met earlier, when this was first built, this was like the high-end shit. Like everyone was pumped to be here.
That's what I thought initially too, and then slowly I would come back and I just, yeah. But I still know a lot of good people who live here. Like I have an aunt who lives on the other side. I remember like we used to let our like my little cousins, like we would obviously have to sit out here with them, but we used to let them like play at the playground. I play basketball over here. Like it really wasn't like what's happening right now.
So you basically had the mix of two cultures. You got to grow up in a white area, you got to grow up here.
Yeah, and on both cultures, like I really got hate once like they found out that I was even just gonna help show you people. Like everybody's just so judgmental, which obviously means they're only judging themselves, which I think we should stop.
Tell me about life right now. Are you from Sunrise?
Yeah. Oh, no, but I'm mostly around here sometimes.
You're turning 18 tomorrow?
Yeah.
So it was new pretty much when you were a baby, and now look at it now.
It's been hard, you know. I clearly see the buildings get burnt down when they're abandoned, you know. A lot of these apartments are abandoned, you know. A lot of people don't live in them, and it's just sad to see, really.
But like, what do you think got these buildings from brand new to beat to hell that quick?
Drugs and alcohol.
How's it going? It's nice to meet you, bro. How you doing, brother?
We're good, bro.
What's your name?
My name's Tom Hart.
Nice to meet you.
Tommy G and fucking Mission.
I'm just a little chump, but I didn't make it out here.
And Sunrise, bro. What the fuck? This nigga, of all fucking places, you wanna come to Sunrise, bro? Got shot at 12 gauge, bro. Boom, yeah.
That's how you lost your leg?
Yeah, that's how I lost my leg.
Oh.
Blasted with 12 gauge. Damn, bro, Tommy G and fucking Sunrise.
Have a good one, guys. I see, built about 20 years ago, now is being condemned. What do you make of that situation?
Our people have lost responsibility of knowing who they are. Those young ones that came out of the boarding school, they didn't get to spend time at home with the grandparents, with their parents, and receive those teachings on how you do bring up children, how to raise a family. But they didn't know how to raise children. They don't know how to talk to these children. They don't know how to guide them because everything was taken in the boarding schools, not knowing how to take care of themselves or their homes.
Hello.
How are ya?
I'm fine.
Meet Delilah. She's a resident that uses her Facebook to keep people updated about all the wild stuff that happens at the Sunrise Apartments. In a span of about 3 weeks, she posted about a woman getting attacked by a bat, a gang fight, a woman getting shot, and a stabbing. Okay, so I hear you're a news reporter of such.
Well, I just see things happen out here, and when I see it, I post it, you know. Try to call the cops or, you know, something get done, but nothing gets done. I lived here for 18 years, and I just can't believe it gotten this bad.
How long ago was it new?
When I moved over here, this was back in 2007. These were new.
So what happened here?
Started breaking into these apartments when people would move out, and we had so much mismanagement here. Nobody would come and fix them up. And
who owns this place?
Costello.
So it seems like a mixture of things happening. On one end, they're not sending maintenance people fast enough, but on the other end, they're dealing with the population that's kind of causing a lot of damage too.
Yeah. And we already went through all these apartments. They already stole all the copper, broke the walls down. Here's this. These are guys stealing a refrigerator out of here, look.
A guy stealing a refrigerator? How much can you make off the copper in a fridge, you think?
I don't know, but I found a bag of copper here about 2 years ago. I gave it to my son, so he took it to the recycling. He got 30 bucks out of that little bag. That was this past summer too. It was a grass fire that got started by a firecracker.
This feels like a Grand Theft Auto Boondocks episode where like almost anything can happen in a way.
This is what happened. They ran into this building before it burned down. Yeah.
Wait. Someone drove their car through this?
Yeah.
So do you feel safe?
No.
So is there much available housing right now?
No.
It's not that fair when they're trying to kick everybody out of here right away without giving them a place to go.
Yeah.
Just saying, you know, you can't stay here, but figure it out on your own. Well,
Yeah.
It's just like, what do you want them to do?
Yeah.
How many people you think still live here?
They said there were 66 of us in here.
What does it cost to live here?
Well, I was paying $240 for rent, but as of January of this year, I quit paying rent.
How long have you lived here?
My mama moved us back since '96.
And how did this go from a new development to completely beat to hell so quickly?
Under management, no credentials. People I had that got kicked out of these houses that moved back into their houses just to have somewhere to live. Many of them were all related. This hood right here, all these communities on my tribe are all right here. We are all coming from Rosebud, Antelope, Spring Creek. I'm talking Palm Lee, Corn Creek. One form or another, Lakotas, we're all related in one form or another. So if you're gonna speak for us, then speak for us. Look what they do to us. You know how many broken apartments and people I helped go get water for while their fucking their lines were frozen? And they're like, Mama Kane, can you help? And I'm like, hell yeah, I'll be carrying jugs for them.
Folks, as of editing this video, we got news from locals that there was a massive fire at the Sunrise Apartments. Some are saying it's insurance fraud, others are saying it's tweakers. I don't know the full story, but what I do know is this is one of the wildest places I've ever seen. After this tour, I went to participate in a kids MMA class where Coach James, a Muay Thai and boxing practitioner, was going to be leading class.
So this is our new mega infrastructure that we're building.
Wow.
$30 million. Hi, is
Hey
you guys waiting
kids,
for us?
how are ya?
Are you the coach? Oh, Coach James will be coming. He's a coach too.
How are you guys?
I'll have to
You ready to go today?
You'll sign her up today? Okay.
Tell us what we're looking at right now.
So this is, we're not fully open, we're just open for some programming right now. So this is one of 3 buildings to be built. We'll have 3 to 5-year-olds downstairs in our administrative offices upstairs. Our 3rd building that we are getting funding for will be right here. That'll hold a movie theater in an indoor kitchen. You see the lights right here. Eventually you'll see big old teepee lights up in the sky. In the back over there, we have 10 acres, which will be an outdoor classroom. And it's gonna mimic the Black Hills. So if you get a chance to go through the Black Hills, we have a lot of sacred sites that are really significant to the Lakota, and they will be built in that outdoor classroom. So they'll see Wind Cave, they'll see Devil's Tower, they'll see Black Elk Peak. We actually are going to build a 77-foot tunnel coming out of this building, and it's gonna mimic Wind Cave, and it'll pop up into the outdoor classroom.
With the goal of reconnecting to the culture.
Absolutely. The intention for all the buffalo robes is when the children are in here on, getting story time, they're actually filling the buffalo relatives here.
There you go. Okay, get some space, then when y'all two go follow suit. Perfect. Good. All right. Long time. Good job. Hey, don't leave me hanging. All right, next one. Okay, nice and easy. Okay, from right here, we're going side step, stretch it out, twice shuffle.
How long have you been doing this for?
Well, I've been teaching off and on, but I used to teach pro and amateur fighters a couple years ago. I used to have a gym downstairs in the Boys and Girls Club. All right, so we got a special guest, Tommy G right here, all right? So he's gonna jump in with the workout, okay, if he feels comfortable, okay?
I heard you train in Thailand?
Yep.
So you're a Muay Thai guy?
Yo, I'm mostly stand-up.
Muay Thai guys are tough as hell.
Yeah. So I did a couple of smoker fights there, and then I started with Phuket Top Team, and they're not there no more, I guess. So, but yeah, that's where I first started at. Spent there like 2 years. It was an experience, man.
So what motivates you to come here and do that?
Oh, here? Because they had nothing going like this here. And I could see a lot of things if this is around, if we had like a matted room like I did in the past, man, it was a great turnout, man. We had so many kids come in, even adults having classes, had women's kickboxing, because there's not a lot of stuff here for the women also, you know? I mean, all the gyms here, like at the DPP, people go there, but there's not like a boxing or a Muay Thai, like a gym where they can go in there and, you know, punch the bag, you know, that's therapy right there to me.
Folks, we have a big opportunity here. We are launching a GoFundMe to fully fit the Rosebud Reservation with an MMA gym for kids and young adults. And there's perhaps no better sport to have kids be disciplined, full of self-confidence on the straight and narrow than MMA. And so we're raising 20 grand. This will be for floor mats, wall mats, equipment, all sorts of things that have a fully certified gym on the reservation. I'm putting down 2 grand of my own money. The link is in the description. Every dollar goes straight to helping the kids, and the money goes straight to James so he can use it in his community to be a force for good. So link is in the description. Highly encourage you to donate, and I appreciate you. And now back to the video.
Before we do anything, we always start with a prayer. So, Tugashila wakantaka tugashila unchimaka tate dopa ushimalaye omakiaye tugashila. Wopila for this day, and thank you for everybody. Thank you for Tommy and his crew coming down and giving light to what we're going through here on Rosebud. Tugashila, I ask for health, help, and protection for everybody here. Tugashila, watch over Tommy and his crew as they go and spend the rest of their time here in Sichungu Makoche Tugashila and Wopila Tanka Midakyase.
We're already on a good streak with food here. The food truck was good. We have buffalo stew, which I'm gonna guess most people watching this have never tried buffalo stew. That's a nice broth. Beautiful. In the 1860s, the Lakota were forced onto a reservation and cut off from their food supply. They then had to survive off of minimal government rations of flour, lard, and salt. Out of this was born a struggle food that Indians around the country still love and eat today. That's what you see me eating right here, and it's a native food that I recommend you try. So I'm really wrestling with some of the things I'm seeing on the res right now. On one end, I feel very encouraged by the people leading the charge, leading MMA classes, doing the construction, planning out the multi-million-dollar build-outs. Those people I'm celebrating, and I'm very glad that we're covering. But I want to address the severe neglect that we see so many of these kids living through. I mean, you see teenagers trapping out of bandos. Where are the parents? You see kids dropping out of school early, young. Where are the parents? And if you think I'm being harsh, think about how you would look at your own spouse or your own brother if they were in this situation. There's a certain aspect of, with these people, multi-decade historical horror that they've had to suffer through. And I'll never fully understand that. So here today, we're doing something that I've been trying to do for years, which is a sweat lodge experience on a reservation. And the guy that we're staying at a hunting lodge nearby, and he's native, and he said, they try and get you so hot that you start hallucinating. And I'm a wrestler, I've spent a lot of time in saunas, cutting weight, doing things like that. I've never been that hot that I've hallucinated, so I'm actually a little bit nervous for this experience. But I don't know, when I'm an old man and I've lived my life, like this is one of those things I'm gonna be glad that I tried or I did.
Yeah, we heat the rocks up and then we take them in. But so the first 7, so we can bring up the chair. Yeah, so you'll heat up the first 7, take them in, the first 7 individually. Then after you load in the first 7 individually, that's when you'll take in the rest of them. So in our culture, there's the 4 directions. There's multiple songs that come along with these ceremonies. There's a sweat lodge, and then there's a sun dance. But the sun dance, you can't record that, can't record any of that. But as soon as we load the pipe and everything, then that's the camera's gonna have to go off. But right now, you know, we're fine with how we are.
And you're a police officer.
Yep.
How's that going?
It's good, you know, especially so in my line of work, you know, this is kind of like where I go to, like, you know, I see a lot of deaths and deal with a lot of certain things, and this is more so to help like cleanse and purify and, you know, get rid of whatever negative, you know, it can be negative energy, or, you know, sometimes things follow people home. You know, people, you know, deal with things in a certain way, but this is my way of dealing with things.
What area do you patrol?
The whole res.
Okay.
Yeah, the whole res.
So from Sunrise, or the Mission, to Rosebud, to Parmalee.
To Norris.
Which would you say is the roughest patch of the res? Because we just were at Sunrise recently today.
Yeah, I'd say that area. That area is probably, it's pretty tough.
Just the way the sun is setting and the color of the sky, doesn't it feel like this is the perfect night for what we're doing?
Yeah, it is.
We're about to get started here. Cameras cannot go. during the sweat lodge, but I'll tell you about the experience afterwards, and I'll see you guys in just a little bit.
This is all connects to us as a people. That's what this all pertains to. The fire, the water, everything in here is connected to me, to you, everybody else in here. That's what this is all connected to. I mean, what this is for, you know, a lot of people, sometimes they'll say, you know, oh, we're gonna burn you out, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that, but this right here is for you to pray. Kind of find that balance within yourself.
Quickly in here, shit got real. When the flap closed, the lodge became pitch black. And when my guy Hammer poured water on the lava stones, a ferocious wave of steam blasted us all inside. And I'm not gonna lie, at this point I was beginning to panic, and I considered army crawling for the door to get out, but just then the singing started.
The Sweat Lodge is a spiritual, profound reenactment of our Genesis. And who is there waiting for you? The Buffalo Nation that gave of itself. The Buffalo Skull is there.
A couple hours transpired, and in there, you have to realize that it gets pitch black in there. And then the steam hits, and my first instinct was to try and escape almost. Like, I was like, oh no. And then the singing kicks in, and then there's times of break where you're kind of just hoping the air leaks in, and then people are giving thanks, and they're saying very kind things and profound things about each other. For people that have this in their backyard, let's get tuned up, man. This is a really cool experience to go through. And I think everything that can bring you back to your root is a good thing to do. Feeling very at ease and at peace, and feeling good under the South Dakota skies right now. So I think the night's gonna close out here, and we got some things for you in the morning you're gonna wanna see. We're about to meet up with a woman-led search and rescue team who's received new leads and information on where Savannah Standing Bear could be. And so we're going to search with them and see how that all goes. She's been missing for how long?
Since March of last year, I think it was the 25th was the last time she was seen. So a little over a year, almost a year and a half.
And what kind of leads do we have so far?
As of right now, not a lot. We go off of tips from the community. Some people reach out and give us little bits of information. We work closely with law enforcement, but as of right now, we don't really have a lot of information. What we do now is we go over our data from our previous searches, and we look at holes that maybe we missed or whatever, and we try to cover as much area as we can that way.
MMIW, or Murdered or Missing Indigenous Women, is a silent epidemic happening at Indian reservations across the country. In fact, Native women face some of the highest rates of sexual violence, abuse, and disappearance of any group in America. Today, we are joining a female-led volunteer search and rescue team to look for Savannah Standing Bear, a Parmalee Rosebud resident who went missing over a year ago. This might sound grim,
yeah.
But at this moment, are we looking for a body?
Of course, you know, because we look at probabilities at this point. So she's been missing for over a year. So at some point, it turns into recovery versus rescue. I just want to pray to you that the search is in Savannah. We're looking for Savannah, and I pray that you protect us and keep us safe and keep us from injury. And I pray that the earth tells us or sends us messages, the animals, the trees. I pray that you're with us. Heavenly Father, thank you.
Why did Savannah change everybody here to go out and look for her?
I just know that I've met her family. I've met her father, her mother, her sister, and some of her relatives, and I just know that every day that they're hurting because she's not here.
I hope there's some closure.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you guys for coming. I hope it was informative. I know it was short, and there's just a lot that goes into it, you know. And I'm hoping, like I said, to expand within the next 5 years. A lot of goals.
Keep chipping away. That's all we can ever do.
Absolutely.
Take care.
All right, guys.
If anyone watching this has information that can help solve the case of Savannah Standing Bear, please hit my email at tommygmcgee123@gmail.com so I can get in contact with the correct people on the Rosebud Reservation. Thank you.
Made these. Look, this one has your name on it.
Thank you so much.
And then these ones are for the kids.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Tell me about it.
So we're doing a Lakota traditional art class, and I was leading the ribbon shirts and ribbon skirts.
Well, we appreciate you making these. What is this made out of?
It's rawhide, and then this is
These are like bones.
Yeah, bones.
Plastic bones. Traditionally, they used to be like out of real bones, but now we just use plastic.
Nice. Well, thank you.
Hey, this is for my brother Ty. He was killed a couple weeks ago, and there's a $10,000 reward to anyone who knows something about it.
That's one of the murders that's really shook the res recently, huh?
Yeah.
One of the big,
He was the last person to die by gun violence and stuff.
I see that there's going to be orders to demolish Sunrise.
What I heard.
What do you think about that?
I think it's a bunch of bullshit. Look at all these empty homes. Then we have a housing shortage. We have overcrowdedness. We have homeless, and this is just backwards. Instead of them coming and fixing it, letting them get burnt down. So we did. There's even squatters. We just had my grandson murdered around the corner.
Are you Ty Valandra's grandma?
I'm one of his grandmothers. Yes.
Do you think they'll find who killed Ty?
They know who did. It's just a matter of time.
What can you tell us about Ty?
I was in high school, graduated, and then I have 4 grandsons. 2 of them graduated with him. The all-around good kid, man. So senseless, you know what I mean? I have a granddaughter this morning that they found in Rosebud. Suicide by hanging herself. And so, like, wow. Life on the res is what we make of it.
There's not a bad child. There's one that just hasn't been reached. You've got to reach out, whatever it takes to reach that child. We're here, and we're still here. And they told us we're always going to be here. Humanly, spiritually, we're going to be here.
Thank you for sharing.
You're very welcome.
Thanks for joining us on this Rosebud Reservation episode. I think reservations are these incredibly undercovered places in the country with so many stories to tell. And I'm looking to go back to Pine Ridge. I'm looking to go back to Rosebud. I want to go to Standing Rock. I want to go to the Navajo Nation. So if you're from there, you want me to come, email me at tommygmcgee123@gmail.com or hit me on Instagram at tommygmcgee. Would love to meet you. Would love to help tell your story, your community story, and do another episode on a reservation. Thank you, folks. We'll see you next week.